going because you get egg on your face. But
what's going on, central unit? Is the central man here? So this is the first live reaction of a football match in 2021. Doing a live reaction to the FA Cup match between Arsenal and Newcastle United.
It's been out such
on
a
you
long
guys.
time, but here is Reece Nelson.
It's work.
Started as a result of an injury and almost started with a goal inside the first minute. He hit it reasonably well. Dubravka save. Yeah, nice early touch for Reece Nelson, showing some confidence there. Didn't quite get hold of it. But he's another young player at Arsenal who wanted to show Mikel Arteta that he's worthy of a place in this team.
Flag is up on this near side as Aubameyang was coming back from an offside position. Newcastle will have a free kick. Willian has just hobbled out of that challenge. He's been a bit underwhelming, hasn't he, since he signed for Arsenal, in all honesty?
Well, he started really well in the opening game against Fulham. I remember watching the game, and you thought he was taking to his Arsenal career like a duck to water, but it has gone downhill for him a little bit. Now he's got a chance back in the team to get some confidence, get some touches on the ball, get some assists and goals, because that's what he's in the team for.
Dubravka with the clearance away downfield for Newcastle, one in the air. Cedric, he is Pepe. Separating away from Joe Linton, gliding inside, getting the shot away. And Dubravka is behind it again, and Dubravka, having sat out the whole of the season thus far, has made a couple of early saves, albeit straightforward ones.
Yeah, nice and positive from Pepe.
Kieran Clark forward for Newcastle. Joe Linton holding off Cedric. Andy Carroll infield to Hendrick. So Dummett's forward ball. Miguel Almiron here for Newcastle. Longstaff has arrived with a good run inside the penalty area. Joe Linton trying to wriggle through. Just too many red and white jerseys for him in the end. It's a goal kick to Arsenal as Newcastle tried to press Pepe into an error.
It was a really good run from Almiron. They're going to need that, because obviously it's not Andy Carroll's strength. Almiron off that right-hand side, making a good run in behind the Arsenal back four, giving them a get-out ball.
One of Steve Bruce's pledges to Newcastle fans when he got the job was that he would try to make progress in the cup competition, something they hadn't done for a long time. They were quarter-finalists last season, losing to Manchester City. Bitterly disappointed to lose in the quarter-final of the League Cup this season against Brentford.
I think it was the manner in which they lost the game which disappointed Newcastle fans the most.
That's a weak cross. The gloves of Leno.
We know Brentford are a good side, but they are a division below. Newcastle didn't really turn up. Try and put that right tonight, I'm sure.
It's Willian knocking it off to Willock. A little bit deeper than we often see him play. He's alongside El Neni in the heart of that Arsenal midfield. Pepe. Pablo Mari here, the Spanish defender, cut out by Almiron. Hayden. David Luiz. Aubameyang with a little...
Pepe. Oh, it's
Pepe. Pepe is felled by Dummett, and that's going to be a free kick to Arsenal in a good position too.
Yeah, he just got caught the wrong side there, Dummett. Nice interception from Luiz. Just nicks it ahead of him there. Dangerous position, this.
I have to say that the form of Arsenal's youngsters has increased, if anything. The pressure on Pepe, who's had his good moments in an Arsenal shirt, but it was a very big transfer fee, not his fault.
Yeah,
but,
72 million.
The form of those younger
than him
72
million.
Means that he's
probably worth 30 million, but 35 million, but not 72 million. Give me a break. Give it to Pepe.
Willian to the left of the ball, Pepe to the right, David Luiz behind it. All three might have a go. David Luiz leaves it. Willian drives it straight into the Newcastle wall. Lofted back in by Pepe, headed away by Andy Carroll. That's a free kick for foul on Almiron.
It was poor, wasn't it? Poor free kick from Willian. We've seen him score many of those down the years, but it wasn't taken with much conviction. Didn't get anywhere near enough height on it.
Twice a cup winner with Chelsea.
Actually, he's won the FA Cup once. Yeah, he won the League Cup, but not the FA Cup twice.
Dravka. On Andy Carroll, that's a Newcastle free kick. You see in this team selection, Danny, I think that Newcastle's squad has some depth to it, doesn't it? When you look at the likes of Lascelles, of Crouch, of Dummett, of Hendrick, and Andy Carroll too, of course, are all coming back into it, giving Steve Bruce more options.
I think defensively they've got better strength and depth than they have offensively. I mean, without Callum Wilson, they do struggle.
Oh, he's not great. He's okay, but not great.
And of course, they've been missing Sir Maximum as well, who's one of their more talented players.
He's okay.
Yeah, he's still recovering from the effects of COVID. Here's Jamal Lascelles, his first game back, having recovered from the virus. And a big plus, of course, to have Jamal Lascelles back at the heart of the defence. It's Pablo Murray stretching, but Andy Carroll's onto it quickly. Almiron here. Kieran Clark. Joe Linton. Hendrick. Almiron. Joe Linton. Dummett. Clipped up by Kieran Clark towards Andy Carroll. Headed out by Willock. Collected by Hendrick. Good pressure this from Newcastle. Dummett to provide the cross. Again knocked up towards Carroll. And Arsenal might break here. Willian. Reece Nelson.
Break it.
And he's taken out. He's taken out by Lascelles.
Yeah, it's a yellow card.
One card.
It was a good breakaway from Arsenal and Reece Nelson. Newcastle actually got all their team in the attacking half, got many men in the box, put a couple of good balls in for Andy Carroll. Problem is with that, with Arsenal's pace, you're going to be susceptible to the counter. Now he's going to have to be careful for the next 82 minutes. Yeah, it's an early yellow.
The cross by Luiz.
Giving it away.
He's Tierney. He'll lose it.
Willian.
Yeah. Then that's Willock. He's going to lose it. Here comes Pepe.
Nicola Pepe. El Neni. Pepe.
Oh, good. Willock, shoot! Oh, you got the ball.
Take it with him.
No, Nelson, sorry, Nelson. Got the ball, man.
Good
got
play.
the ball.
Really good. Getting in dangerous areas, Reece Nelson. This ball from Pepe was lovely. Might be half a yard, maybe. Should quite bring it under control. He'd be disappointed with that. Should have taken it on his left foot, really. But a good chance for Arsenal, nevertheless.
It's been a nice, bright start to the game, hasn't it? 10 minutes have gone by at quite a pace.
That's the only way to warm up. Run around.
Pepe, come on.
Willian is in the middle. Works on Cedric. Arsenal struggle.
Pablo Marie to Leno. Malene.
El Neni here for
the guy with
Arsenal. Really benefited, I think,
from
his year away. He went to Turkey and played for Besiktas for a year and has come back looking a much better player.
Actually, he was at the game when I think it was his debut for Arsenal in the North London derby, or one of his first games, and he was superb. I'm surprised he didn't play more. But yeah, I agree with you. I think gaining some confidence, playing first team football every week certainly helped him.
Played the Community Shield. Slightly surprising selection for that game right at the start of the season, and he was excellent as Arsenal beat Liverpool in the shootout in the end.
Yeah, that was just a charity game. Come on.
Played well in the game at Old Trafford that they won as well.
He nearly scored an own goal. I don't think he's that terrible, but he ain't good at the same time.
Still out, by the way, as is Gabriel Lee.
Hell, they're acting like he's the next coming on.
Brazilian defender for Arsenal. Both should be back very soon.
Jesus Christ, the referee. The commentary team is so thick as big shit. Here comes Richie.
Kraft.
Oh, Kraft.
Hayden, who was a
deal on Newcastle
Arsenal player as a kid. Cedric's cushion header to Willock. Jeff Hendrick into Joe Linton. Willock did well to win it.
Great by Pepe. I go with a 2-0 win or 3-0 win for Arsenal.
Scorer of that wonderful goal at West
Bromwich Albion. They're scrapping. I think they're scrapping the replays now. I think it makes sense, you know. They just want to, end with a decisive winner instead of waiting till another day or another week. Yeah, but that's really bothered the FA Cup for what, centuries or
here is Kieran Tierney.
Because Nelson
hasn't played since the Europa League game against Rapid Vienna at the beginning of December. Gets his chance because of that Martinelli injury in the warm-up.
Quick pass.
Offside. Offside flag is up, Cedric. Well, that's the mark anyway.
We've got a good line, Newcastle. When they play this system, they do become quite narrow and they end up as a 5. Very hard to get in between them. The Arsenal wingers and the fullbacks got to get wide, try and get around the outside and get some crosses in.
That defeat at Brentford we were talking about earlier has really piled more pressure on Steve Bruce.
He's going to get sacked.
He's the Premier League manager, not under pressure.
He's shit.
Newcastle fans are
the Newcastle fans in summer 2019. He's okay, but he's just like, that was a run, like Steve Bruce, come on. Yeah, Rafa Benitez, yeah, he's second or third season at Newcastle. Yeah, it wasn't that great.
Some style of play.
It's like Mike Ashley.
Remember the cancelled cup tie, Arsenal-Sheffield United, when Arsenal meant to return to possession to Sheffield United because they had a player injured, and Kanu, making his debut, scored, and Arsene Wenger offered Sheffield United a rematch, which Arsenal won. Well, Steve Bruce, a very useful Steve Bruce, was the Sheffield United manager.
I do remember it, yeah.
I watched a bit of that on the internet the other day, and there was Steve Bruce 22 years ago, looking fresh as a daisy. That's what 20 years of management does to you.
Let's hope we don't get anything like that this evening.
Well, it's a real one-off, that was. Arsenal have to throw in. 15 minutes have gone by without either side having any evidence on which to claim they've taken the game by the scruff of the neck. Arsenal have made Dubravka make a couple of routine saves.
Don't lose the ball.
It's Pablo Mari. Been at the club for over a year now, Pablo Mari, but has found appearances hard to come by. Only of late, he's found himself a berth in the team. Here's Willock. Pepe.
Oh, he's lost the ball.
He's got away from him, and Newcastle have the throw in.
Yeah, a little bit sloppy that from Pepe. It was a good ball from Elneny to break through the lines.
Cedric's got a problem with his knee. Might have just jarred it slightly because Kavanagh, the referee, is checking on him.
Oh man.
Yeah, hopefully be able to run that one off.
Tweet his knee. Look like his knee's gonna pop out of the socket.
Longstaff away to Emil Kraft for Newcastle.
No nil. Newcastle United, and Arsenal 0-0. The big games. I think Liverpool won last night. I think United, Chelsea. I think
this is where it's difficult for Newcastle. There's only really
Sunday and Monday.
To run behind. He's got to try and resist the temptation to keep coming towards the ball. Otherwise, they've got no runners.
Hayden,
I do some score results, in other leagues. That'll be at half-time.
Leaving the club for Newcastle. Pepe. Those 3 back-to-back Arsenal wins, all really worthy in their own right, and quite different wins, actually. They played very well against Chelsea here. They ground out a really tough 1-0 at Brighton, and then were quite superb at West Bromwich Albion.
Well, Chelsea was the platform, wasn't it? Not just the win, the level of performance gave everyone the confidence.
Pepe has taken enough pace off David Luiz's pass to keep the ball in play. He's found Cedric. Willian.
United play tomorrow. United play tonight
to Elneny.
And City play tomorrow against Birmingham. Chelsea
play from Willock.
Mansfield tomorrow. And Spurs play Maine. That'll be tomorrow at 5 p.m.
It's a goal kick to Newcastle.
It was a poor touch from Willock. It's nice to see him getting forward from that central midfield position. A lot of rigidity in the Arsenal team in that bad run they were having. There wasn't too many midfielders running past the strikers. It was all a bit predictable. And a lot more creativity and a lot more runners from midfield areas in the last few games.
You're right, Danny, about the way the midfield 3 would line up. We were wondering whether he would need 2 holders. Normally he plays a couple, be it Ceballos or 2 out of Xhaka, Elneny and Ceballos. Elneny's the kind of holder today with Willian and Willock slightly ahead.
Yeah, I think William's probably been given a bit more licence to go, but we've seen Willock already twice stretch his legs and get in the box, which he enjoys doing.
But Arsenal certainly haven't yet found the swagger and zip that they showed at the Hawthorns. Tierney. Nelson. Willock was beaten to it by Joe Linton. Almiron away to the right, Andy Carroll to the left. Joe Linton stuttered slightly, finds Carroll. Drove it into David Luiz. Hendrick with the touch. Looked offside, Almiron, and the flag does go up.
Offside.
Promising, but they didn't quite make the most of that.
Yeah. Got in a good position there, Joe Linton. Wasn't very decisive. Didn't really do anything, didn't try a trick and then get a shot off. Just a simple pass to Carroll, who was wide. Show a bit more confidence there, Joe Linton.
Aubameyang now has seen very little of the ball so far. Willian claiming a handball by the Celts, hasn't got it. Here's Hendrick. Paul Dummett, another big plus for Newcastle to have him playing again. is Clark. Onside, Joe Linton. Couldn't keep the ball though. Nenny.
Here comes, that's Willock.
Pepe.
Oh, Nelson's in the box.
Good run around the back as well by Nelson. Just had a little bit too much flight on it. Almost flew actually off Pepe's left boot.
Yeah, a little bit too precise. The only problem is when you're playing against a 5 and you've got a left footer on the right going in and a right footer on the left coming in, makes it a bit easier for Newcastle to defend against. It's important Cedric and Tierney start getting forward to give the wingers an option.
Switched away downfield by Dubravka. It's off the head of David Luiz. Cedric is there. Sells. He's very happy to see that deflect out of play for Newcastle. Throwing off Aubameyang.
I think it's important for Arsenal to do that, vary the game a little bit. Longer balls for Aubameyang's pace to get down those channels. Doesn't always have to be slow in the build-up and through the lines. Nearly got in there.
You wouldn't say he won the cup single-handedly for Arsenal last season, but having scored 2 in the semi and 2 in the final, you're not sure they'd have won it without him.
Yeah, he was superb in those games, wasn't he?
Newcastle's record here is pretty desperate. You have to go back to November 2010 for their last win. Andy Carroll scored the only goal then. They've lost 8 on this ground out of 8 since. In fact, Newcastle have lost 17 of their last 19 games at Arsenal. Either Highbury or here, going back to 2001, winning only once. But they've got through the first 23 minutes fairly untroubled and pretty unruffled.
Yeah, I think Steve Bruce will be reasonably pleased, especially defensively. He's not had too much to deal with. The goalkeeper.
It was a quite brilliant final, wasn't it? The Arsenal-Hull final when Steve Bruce was in charge of Hull City and they were, 2-0 up after 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Lost 3-2 in the end in extra time.
Superb comeback, wasn't it, on the day from Arsenal?
Cedric. So by Hendrick on Pepe.
He's onside. Oh, great ball.
Here's Aubameyang. Nelson in the middle, Willian in the middle.
Shoot! Oh!
Good save by Dubravka.
Willian, shoot!
Takes his time and misses the target by a distance in the end.
It was a superb pass from David Luiz, it really was. You can see he's being played on there. Nice and positive, good strike, decent save. And Willian skies one with his left foot. Better though from Arsenal, that's the long ball I'm talking about, catching Newcastle out. It's a good strike from Aubameyang. Thought Willian could have maybe taken that one touch on his right foot.
Well, Joe Willock down here, it's a collision with Andy Carroll. And it's a yellow card for the Newcastle striker.
I think it's long. Oh, is it Carroll? I thought it was long stuff. Yep, Carroll, you're right.
Yeah, well, the yellow card was shown immediately by Chris Kavanagh. Willock is okay, I think. Made him wince, all right. He's got his eyes on the ball, hasn't he? Occasionally you do end up having a little clash when you're using your arms to alleviate yourself. I think he's a bit unlucky to get a yellow card there, Steve, to be honest. Well, he's going to have to be careful because that is how Andy Carroll jumps. And if Andy Carroll stops jumping, then what else does he give you?
Yeah. I think that's very unlucky.
I think he's over the top for Pepe. I should actually say that he struck a very sweet left-footed volley the other day against Leicester City, so it's not just about jumping in his aerial threat.
No, it's a good finish, you're right, and he is capable of that.
But that is how he jumps. It's quite a nice cushioned little header on, actually, which Pablo Mari dealt with pretty well with Almiron on his shoulder. Tierney into Willian.
Comment.
Aubameyang. Reece Nelson's on the penalty spot. Pepe's inside the area too. Willian.
The box. Go in the box, Aubameyang. Going. I don't understand.
Going into Almiron. It's an Arsenal
striker. Stay in the box. Being in the box. Don't be outside of the box. Play in the same position in the wings.
Here's Pablo Mari.
There's 10-8, come on.
Kieran Tierney.
You're red box. 3 red shirts in the box.
Good taste from Tierney. Good ball
shoot,
too.
Shoot!
Reece Nelson might have hit it first time and couldn't bundle it through the black and white shirts. Great play by Tierney. That's what he's been all about this season.
Yeah, that's the first time we've really seen him with intent get down that left-hand side. It's a brilliant cross in as well. And if you look, Pepe's there waiting. Could have maybe give Reece Nelson a shout. That's exactly what he's capable of.
So swift when he gets going. Got a great change of pace, Tierney. And that pace gives him the space in which to have a look up and pick out the pass.
Yeah, he's arguably been Arsenal's best player this season. I actually really liked him when he was playing in the 3 as well. His distribution was phenomenal. Defensively, he's really, really good. It's been a great acquisition for Arsenal. Only going to get better.
He's only 23 and hugely experienced, of course, having played a little under 200 games for Celtic.
But that was what I was talking about, going around the outside of the 5, not trying to play through the tight gaps. Get round the outside and get some pullbacks and crosses. That's where they'll get the joy.
It's a chance for Newcastle to get a bit of joy. David Luiz clearing now. Aubameyang under pressure from Almiron. Well won by Lascelles. Carroll. Longstaff pinging it to Miguel Almiron. Joe Linton. Joe Linton has won. No, he hasn't. A goal kick has been given. Well, Joe Linton looks completely nonplussed by that decision.
Well, it looked a corner in real time. Good defending from Pepe, that doing his job, going back.
Goal kick it is. Cedric, European champion with Portugal. Keep it away poorly there, though. Here's Longstaff. Almiron's making the run. Here is Almiron. He's sprightly.
What was that?
And then he had more time than perhaps Newcastle should have allowed him. Willian scampering away. Willian's knocked over by Emil Krafth, and that's going to be a free kick to Arsenal.
At times, Newcastle are actually playing quite a high line. So it's perfect for those breakaways if Arsenal can get the heads up early and get those through balls.
Half an hour played. And it's still goalless at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Here's Cedric. David Luiz setting his options.
Well, he's somebody that can play those passes I'm talking about. Like we saw the one for Aubameyang. He's always looking. You can see him waiting for the right opportunity.
Pablo Mari. Front of the Flamengo side, beaten by Liverpool in the FIFA Club World Cup just over a year ago. Pepe, David Luiz. Willock. Tierney's got a bit of room. Almiron trying to get back. Tierney cuts inside. Lascelles right behind it with a very firm defensive header. Did well.
Yeah, another good run from Tierney. Couldn't quite get it in front of him and out of his feet for a cross on that occasion.
Pepe.
Alright. Back to Allen.
Behind Cedric, he had to check his run to collect it.
Pepe, come on! Oh, he should have got the chance to shot. Oh, he should have shot, man. Should have shot.
Hayden got his foot across. It's really good defending, but Pepe gave him the chance to make the clearance.
It's a lovely little give and go. Pepe and Aubameyang here. Nice little turn. I think it's Lascelles get done on the give and go. Too easy, but what a tackle this is. Just got his left foot in there, Hayden. Positive from Pepe though. Demanding the ball, trying to make things happen.
Williams corner. Oh, Andy Carroll, that was going wide. He's ended up putting it over the top of his own crossbar. It was Pepe's header, which would have gone wide. And Arsenal have another corner. All the black and white shirts are back. It's Willock. Through Tierney. Taking on Kraft, getting a decent ball in. Andy Carroll still back, having been helping out defending that corner. So no black and white shirts forward. Cedric has all the time he needs to pick out Tierney. Willock. Nelson. Just beginning Arsenal to ask a few more questions of Newcastle, aren't they?
Yeah, good spell for them.
Nicely clipped by Cedric. Willian can't quite reach it. It's going to be a...
That's the idea. That's the ball.
All kinds of FA Cup football this weekend. We've got the third round highlights this evening on BBC One at 10:20. Live tomorrow, BBC One. Join us at 1:15. Crawley Town against Leeds United. Red button, 1:20 on the BBC iPlayer. Chelsea versus Morecambe and Manchester City versus Birmingham. You have a choice. And then at 4:30 on BBC One, Marine of the 8th tier against Tottenham Hotspur. 161 places in the football pyramid between Marine and Tottenham. Spurs are indeed the only non-league team to have won the FA Cup. I think they did so as a non-league side in 1901, Southern League.
Learn something new every day.
Here's Willian. Reece Nelson. Longstaff. Carroll to Lascelles.
35 minutes. The score is 0-0. It's been a bit boring. I think Arsenal was the best. So far, a little bit of the best team than Newcastle.
Of the first half. And Gabriel Martinelli is the man you can see just getting some advice or a bit of attention, but he's out there watching the game. Very talented young Brazilian who's already missed enough football in his young career. And has only just come back from a long-term knee injury. It didn't look good in the warm-up, did it, Danny?
No, I really, really hope for him that it's not as bad as it looked. He was really upset initially, and I always think that players know the reactions tell you a lot. He was trying to test the knee when he stood up, but it didn't feel good for him. Hence the fact he didn't start the game. But we'll keep our fingers crossed because, as you say, he's a super talent. Really enjoy watching him play.
He came last season, the first Arsenal teenager to score double figures of goals in the season since Nicolas Anelka. It's Willock. Works hard, Almiron, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Both ways.
Tierney. Nelson.
Goes Nelson. Should have crossed the ball.
William, Aubameyang and Pepe are in the middle.
Just toss it.
Decent looking ball.
1-up.
Newcastle take no chances. It's going to be another corner kick to Arsenal.
Well, it's Tierney again, isn't it? Like I said before, with that narrow five that Newcastle play, the space is wide. Get in behind them and get some fullbacks, get some crosses, and they'll hope eventually they'll get the breakthrough.
Got some good left-back Scotland, haven't they?
They have. They have indeed. Two of the best.
Willian's corner.
Ball's there.
By Joe Linton. Here's Willock. Didn't quite take on the volley, and that might have been wise. Willock again. Aubameyang. Cedric. And then Arsenal will very seldom run out of patience. It's clipped in towards Aubameyang, it's too high, and Dubravka takes comfortably. Big plus to have Dubravka back, of course. Carl Garrett's had a terrific season.
Yes.
Really good season, but Dubravka's an excellent keeper too.
Well, it's what you want as a manager, isn't it? When your number one's out, number two comes in, does well, and gives you a headache. But yeah, he's a decent keeper, Dubravka. He had a good season last season. He's reliable, well thought of.
Here's Lascelles looking for Carroll. Carroll won that header well. Almiron is off after it. Willock under pressure here from Longstaff. Referee didn't see a foul. Willian for Arsenal. 4-man counter here. Newcastle with 6 or 7 black and white shirts back. But Nelson's flying forward. That's a good block.
Brilliant. Andy Carroll getting back in there and doubling up. Tremendous work ethic from him. Especially when his fullback was isolated there, one-on-one with Reece Nelson. Just what you want.
Arsenal try again. David Luiz. Willock. Pepe. Cedric overlapping. Deflection on that cross has taken it behind for the Arsenal corner kick.
Just struggling to get out now, Newcastle. Dropping deeper and deeper.
We're only 5 minutes away from half-time, Steve Bruce. We'll hope very much that they can keep it level till then. It's like a slow squeeze from Arsenal on Newcastle rather than a savage attack, but they are gradually beginning to make their presence really felt. Nicolas Pepe will take this corner kick into the last 5 minutes of regulation time in the first half. William. Pepe. William.
There's William. Oh! Nearly put in his own net. That was Andy Carroll.
Brilliant header, almost out of his goalkeeper's gloves. It's another corner.
He's been superb in his own box this first half. 3 times back in there.
Corner play short to William.
He's going to lose it. Willick to Cedric.
William.
Losing the ball.
Taking the foot in. Tete. Willick. Bamian. Jabbed away by Hayden.
That touch from Bamian there. Out left was the way. There was more men who overload on the left-hand side. He wasn't aware. It's that final pass at the moment for Arsenal. Bit of calmness in the final third. Bit of a better touch on a couple of occasions than they've been in. It's the foul on Almiron there from William.
Which is a good out for Newcastle. Good free kick for Almiron to get Clark forward. Carroll let it go, and that fooled Emil Kraft as well as Arsenal's Kieran Tierney. Nenny just having to scamper.
No. It's been all right first half.
Hamid El Nenny. Willock. 2.5 minutes to half time. Newcastle would be very pleased to go in goalless.
Yeah.
Pepe. Lobamian. Willock. Looking for space, Arsenal. Find El Nenny.
Continues there. He's passing it back.
Kieran Tierney. Kraft comes out to meet him.
Yeah. Continue. They lose the ball. That's Nelson.
Cedric. Here's William. Very, very defensively disciplined Newcastle. Arsenal cannot find the gap.
It's not how you want to be defended in the first half of the game. For the last 10 minutes you're hanging on, that's fine, but if they spend the whole second half doing this, it'll be a long half.
Yeah, it's a long time since a Newcastle player touched the ball. Here's Cedric. Drops over Kraft. Joelinton can see it roll away to safety for Newcastle. First half nearly negotiated. Be happy with that.
Good shape, well organised. Just lacking options when they can't get out the last 10 or 15 minutes.
They're back here in 9 days' time in the Premier League, Newcastle.
I hope to have 1 or 2 more fit by then.
David Luiz. Leno has not been unduly troubled for much of the first half. His first experience in this competition. Missed the latter stages of the FA Cup last season injured. Emiliano Martinez did brilliantly for Arsenal, but even when he was fit, then he wasn't selected in the Cup.
Still think Arsenal got to play some more balls over the top sooner.
Almiron is pulled back by Cedric, and that is going to be a yellow card for Cedric.
Rightly so.
Did well, Almiron. So this should be an interesting finish to the half. Sean Longstaff is going to take this. He's in the book along with Lascelles and Carroll. Goes without saying that Andy Carroll is amongst the Newcastle players, and there are many of them in a line on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area.
The only minute, seconds until the end of the first half.
20 yards from goal high. Longstaff's going to take.
Nobody's there.
Carroll attacking round the back.
Easy for Leno.
And now it's half time. And the referee blows his whistle.
So yeah, 0-0. It's been alright. This is going to go to extra time. I'm going to check the results of the other leagues. Not a lot. You know, most of the Premier League Championship teams are in the FA Cup. See, I don't check League 1, League 2. But Kingsley, so far, Ipswich losing 1-0 to Swindon. 1-1 between Lincoln and Peterborough. Oxford, due to COVID, Oxford and Shrewsbury postponed. It was a 3-3 draw between Rochdale and Crewe. Later on tonight, we've got Sunderland Hull, because their game against Wigan was postponed due to COVID. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, you got Charlton taking on Rochdale, Wimbledon, Sunderland. I think they're in the cup, Sunderland. I hope. And who's top in League 1 is Lincoln and Hull City. Portsmouth, wow, I can see Portsmouth getting promoted. It's been ages, I feel sorry for Portsmouth. A decade ago, they were in the Premier League, and then, they got fucked up financially. Their administration, and they got relegated again into the Championship, to League 1, to League 2, and then promoted back to League 1. Yeah, because financial debts. Anyway, so moving on to League 2. Let's see. Salford got beat by Mansfield. Cambridge beat Harrogate 2-1. Carlisle, Lake Orient postponed, COVID. Salford's game against Colchester postponed. Scunthorpe, Bradford postponed. Southend won 1-0 against Barrow. And Tuesday you got Exeter, Bolton, Harrogate, Carlisle, Scunthorpe, Salford. So yeah, they kind of rescheduled. It's not rescheduled, but and then Wednesday Oldham, Mansfield. Anyway, who's top of League 2? Top of League 2, we've got Carlisle, Newport, Cambridge. Salford's out of the playoffs. I can see him getting into the playoffs, Salford. And nothing in that. Let's check the National League, conference. Heard Altrincham Druid. Most of the games postponed due to COVID. It's that Hartlepool won against, what's that club's name? Wellstone? Wellstone. Sorry. Yeah, the last 3-1 to Hartlepool. Kingsland drew 1-1 with Halifax. Yeah, Altrincham 2-2 against Sutton United. Later on tonight, I think it was later on. It's Torquay, Macclesfield, postponed between Woking and Rexfield. Altrincham play Kings Lane tomorrow. Tuesday, postponed between Dagenham and Redbridge, Bromley, Halifax, Hartlepool, Solihull, and Torquay. Sorry. Who's top in the National League? Heard Altringham's in the playoffs. Play Torquay. Wow, they're in the playoffs, Altrincham. Jesus Christ, they're in the playoffs. Most of the time, every time they end up like getting relegated, get back, get promoted, get relegated again. It's really back and forth between getting relegated from the National League North to no, it's the South League. It's basically like the 6th tier of English football back into the 5th tier of English football. They're kind of back and forth. Anyway, so that's National League. So let's get to the Scottish League. I don't do championships. Low tiers of Scottish football, just English football. So that was no big teams playing today. Celtic and Rangers play on Monday. Actually, you got Kilmarnock 2-0 against Hamilton, St Mirren 1-1 with Motherwell. That'll be a good game tomorrow. That'll be a good game at 3 p.m. Hope it's on Sky. Aberdeen Rangers. And then you got Livingston Ross County. Celtic play on Monday against Hibs. It's a Rangers league title, man. Rangers. They bottled it. I think he's going to get sacked. Yeah, he's sacked. He's going to get sacked near alone. So Aberdeen, I could see Rangers. I could see they'll be in the qualification campaign of the Champions League. They're not going to be in the group stage proper. It's just what it is, man. Anyway, so let's go to Spanish League. Any big games today in La Liga? Yesterday, Villarreal win 4-0 against Celta. They're doing well. Yeah, they're doing well. Between Unai Emery's team, everything's got sacked at Arsenal. Atletico Madrid, their game against Bilbao got postponed. Barcelona are winning 3-0 against Granada. Sevilla win 3-2 against Real Sociedad. Tonight you got Osasuna Real Madrid. Okay, who's top of La Liga? So if Real Madrid, Barcelona are in the top 4, bounce back. Unlikely they're going to win the league this season. I doubt it. So it's gonna be if Real Madrid wins. I think tomorrow they go top of the table if they win. It's between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid, between the to challenge for the La Liga title. Bundesliga, the German league. Yeah, it's called. I don't know what it means in Bundesliga. Bayern Munich lost 3-2 to Gladbach. Is that Union Berlin? They drew 0-0 against Wolfsburg. Yeah, it was Union Berlin. Mark Wright. Wow, they're doing the documentary with Mark Wright. Wow, he's married to Michelle Keegan. She's an actress from Coronation Street. If you're not from this country, and Mark, I think he's from The Only Way is Essex. You got Freiburg battered Cologne 5-0. They call it in Germany. They pronounce Cologne as FC Cologne. Anyway, Leverkusen drew 1-1 with Bremen. Mainz lose 2-0 to Eintracht Frankfurt. So far, it's 0-0 between Leipzig and Dortmund. I can see Leipzig winning the title. And Schalke winning 4-0 to Hoffenheim. So, main stand. So, yeah, Leipzig, if they win, they can go top of the table. If they beat Dortmund, yeah, you have to wait until I think they sack Foray and again Ten Hag next season. He wants to finish. Yeah, he's trying to finish his final season at Ajax on a high, but they're still in Europe. I think they're still winning the league. They're still in the title picture. I think they're going to win another league title. Anyway, so let's go to Serie A. See, wow, they got beat other day Milan against Juventus, 3-1. Jesus Christ. Anyway, today you had cannot pronounce this team's name. Bueno, Bevan, God. So, yeah, tomorrow it was a Marine versus Tottenham. Crew versus Crawley Town Leeds. Not so good at any football tomorrow in the FA Cup. It'll be easy. And just waiting for the fucking Euros. I hope it's not postponed due to the fucking. I can see this COVID be finish. If this vaccine's gonna work. It's just the government stalling again. I know they're still testing it, but Jesus, get a move on. Benevento got battered 4-1, sorry, against Atalanta. So far, Genoa winning 2-0 against Bologna. Later on today, we got AC Milan versus Torino. I think they're still in pole positions to win the league. I wish I got BT Sports. That'd be a good game. Roma, Inter Milan, Parma, Lazio, Udinese, Napoli, Crotone versus Verona. Juventus play later on tomorrow against Sassuolo. So who's top of it? It's still Milan. Don't get me wrong, but Juventus, no way fucking near. They're nowhere getting top 4. They'll be fucked if they don't get Champions League football, unless they have to win the competition. But like, it's like a blip against Milan. If they win against Torino, they'll still get a points gap. They're going to win the league. They're going to win the bastard league, man. They'll go back on the map. And yeah, Derby, wow, they got beat by Charlie. You know, it's a team in near Bolton.
Obviously, the Dutch league, or Eredivisie. The Dutch league. Obviously, not the big teams. You got Twente winning 3-0 against Emmen. You got RKC losing 1-0 to Den Haag. They used to have like Alan Pardew managing the team. I think they sacked him. Tomorrow, the big 3 play. I think they play tomorrow. So it's just Heracles, Vitesse, AZ Alkmaar, Zwolle. That's the name. Utrecht, Groningen, Sparta Rotterdam versus Feyenoord. That's tomorrow. That'll be a good game. It's not on Sky Sports anymore. They used to have the Dutch league, but I think it's on BT Sports, I think. Yeah, that Ajax versus PSV Eindhoven. That's a good game because the big 3 in Holland are Ajax, PSV, Feyenoord. So far, it's between Ajax and PSV. I think if one of them wins, they're one step closer to win the league. You know, anyway, and bringing up the FA Cup. That was 23 years ago. That was 23 years ago. Motherfuckers, man. Okay, let's go to Ligue 1. Let's see. No big teams playing in Ligue 1. Also play at 8 o'clock tonight. Potch's first game against Brest. Is it Brest? Who's top of the table in Ligue 1? It's Lyon. 3 points ahead of PSG. It's between Lyon and PSG. Lille 36 points, third. So Rennes is 4th. Nice, wow, fucking hell, the 13th. You know, that's managed by Patrick Vieira. African Cup of Nations. Wow, it's in January now? Fuck it. I hope it's on it's not on fucking TV. Probably in a small channel. It's not on Euro. It used to be on Eurosports. I used to watch it on Eurosports, and then ITV. Then they got rid of it. Why the fucking got rid of it? I wish they got. Oh, I hope it's on Free Sports. I find out it's on Free Sports. You got. Let's do a quick predictions. Who's gonna qualify? Get out of the group. So Group A, we've got Egypt, Uganda, Congo, Zimbabwe. 100%. Wait, still playing? What the fuck? Oh, it's not on fucking. It's not on TV. Jesus Christ! I like doing. I really fancy doing live reactions of the African Cup of Nations. Man, I do all the matches, but some of the matches. So who gone through is Egypt, Uganda, Madagascar, Nigeria, Algeria, Senegal. I think they're doing a knockout. I think it's like the same as the Euros. The top, like the 3 teams qualified from the knockout stages. So got Algeria, Senegal, Madagascar, Morocco, Ivory Coast from Group T, South Africa. It's unlikely they're not going to get through the knockout stages. Group E, Tunisia, Mali. Group F, Ghana, Cameroon. Yeah, likely South Africa will not go through. They're fucking shit, South Africa. They don't have the good players. They had like Benny McCarthy and I don't know, Aaron McQuaina, Quentin Fortune. The second half is about to start.
Play more positively. How do they do that, Alec?
Well, they've got to commit more men forward and have the belief that and allow players, and players have to show more desire to get into the box when they get into decent positions. I said before the game, if you're playing Andy Carroll, you've got to get balls into the box. You've also got to have runners going in behind to pose problems to that Arsenal defence. And in that first half, we certainly haven't done that.
And what you're looking to see from Arsenal to improve their first half performance?
Well, I think form. They just need to play better. The players who've come in need to take more chances, passing the ball into areas where they may lose it, but they're doing things positively. I think it's a Newcastle team that's here for the beating, and it's up to the guys to step it up a little bit. You've got to step it up.
Yeah, he'll try and get the ball into the box, Richie, with coming on. He's one of our players that can shift it out his foot and try and whip it in there. So
Lascelles, the player that's gone off, but let's rejoin Danny Murphy and Steve Wilson.
Thank you very much, Gary, Alan and Ian. It's Arsenal who will kick off the second half. Newcastle having made that half-time substitution. Jamal Lascelles off and Matt Ritchie on, so Paul Dummett will move from left wing back to the left side of the three central defenders, with Ritchie now at left wing back. Lascelles, of course, have been out for some 6 matches after suffering from coronavirus and really struggling to get his full fitness back over the last little period. It's a wayward ball by Longstaff, which Cedric collects. But Danny Murphy, Ritchie on, and he's got a good delivery, good left foot.
He has indeed, yeah. He certainly can for a good crossing. Never easy to make a change in the back line at half time, especially when it looks so settled and organised, but they'll have to adapt. Dummett played that role before, hasn't he? So shouldn't be too difficult for him. The presence of the cells will be missed, especially Ariel on a situation like this.
A nice
that was Matt Ritchie's first contribution, and it's a free kick to Arsenal. So
it's a free kick to Arsenal.
Elneny, Aubameyang, Pablo Mari, Reece Nelson, David Luiz, all inside the Newcastle penalty area.
William. Pepe's crossing the free kick. Oh! Mary's
away by Clark.
Trying to hit the ball.
Almiron can get much of a touch on it. Pepe back to William. Finding Tierney, who has been in great form over the last few weeks. And had a little surge of optimism there.
Yes, he did. I suppose if anyone on the pitch is entitled, it's that man. Difficult, high tariff, that one. Long way out, bobbling ball.
Won the Scottish Cup twice with Celtic in the Scottish Premiership on 4 occasions. Now the FA Cup as well last season with Arsenal. So got a silver for a young fella. It's Carroll.
Done well.
Ritchie.
I think rugby league. Oh, not rugby league, rugby union, sorry.
Ritchie.
No, when's the Six Nations on? It's just the club
well,
rugby,
back by
instead of
for
the national,
Here's Almiron.
yeah, the Six Nations. Probably next month.
Hendrick.
NFL, that's not...
Just enough from Willock to give Newcastle a free kick.
Oh,
silly foul to give away there.
The main menu, sorry. NFL.
Just too keen to try and win it. Good feet from Hendrick.
So, any results? No, you got a good. No. Actually, everyone started. They're doing the whole playoffs, you know, get to the Super Bowl.
within a decent range for something to be delivered here, and plenty forward again for Newcastle, as you would expect.
I'd say they're in the
It's quite a long snap.
The table.
Bending one in towards Carroll. Carroll got a head on it, and Bernd Leno can see that go wide of the post. But it's
the cricket.
An attempt on goal. It was an interesting set piece.
Well, he isolated David Luiz.
India,
he was a bit too far away from
Australia
the goal.
leads by 197 runs with 8.
Not sure why they did the short free kick first. Didn't
and
really
they got the Friday
deceive
game.
anybody.
Yeah, but I don't know who's going to win. You know, Australia. You got like
Pablo Mari here for
New Zealand's visiting Pakistan and South Africa, Sri Lanka. We play Sri Lanka. I think it's on 4 a.m. on Thursday. So they're wrapping up their test against against South Africa. Again. Yeah, they're wrapping up their test against South Africa. I think South Africa's
done well, Andy Carroll.
Oh, they won by 10 wickets. So yeah, they end their series.
Needs some help.
You got the United Arab Emirates beat Ireland.
Join Sam Allardyce at West Bromwich Albion this week. I thought that Steve Bruce might have been unwilling to release Andy Carroll.
He's not blessed with options in attacking areas, is he, Steve Bruce? So I don't think that'll be happening.
Hendrick working it to Ritchie, first time into Almiron. Kraft is forward this time, headed out by Pablo Mari.
He's got to do better there, Pepe.
Too loose. Extra time penalties.
Got to be more reliable. Got more desire to keep the ball for your team there.
Newcastle started the second half really well, actually. Cushion header doesn't quite find Joe Linton, and Willett tries to come away. Hendrick wins it back for the visitors. It's probably worth reiterating a couple of the rules and regulations. 5 substitutes are allowed in 3 different chances to make those substitutions, if you get my drift. And we will go to extra time and penalties if required.
So 1-0 against Brentford, against Middlesbrough.
Cedric just finding El Neni.
Bamian made a great run there. El Neni played sideways instead of trying to play him in. Be a bit braver.
That's Pepe, and that's well wide.
Blackpool, they knocked out West Brom. 3-2-1 penalty.
Bit ambitious again. Just stay patient in those positions. Get yourself in the final third.
Burnley, MK Dons.
Shots from 25, 30 yards.
4-3 on penalties.
This is going to be the way.
Merci Arsene, 1998. That was the final, which if you were watching at half-time, Arsenal beat Newcastle. Fourteen-time FA Cup winners Arsenal, 6 times Newcastle. 2 of those finals were victories over Arsenal.
You can see Emile Smith-Rowe getting ready. It's exciting. He's been superb the last few weeks.
Carroll onto Almiron. Pablo Mari just tried to do a bit too much. Andy Carroll has done really well. It's a free kick, did really well, Carroll. I remember watching Andy Carroll as a teenager. I think he'd have been about 19, played for Newcastle at Molineux against Wolves. He was unplayable. He was absolutely magnificent.
Yeah, he's if you played to his strengths when he was at his best, he was a real handful. He's had a lot of problems with injuries over the years, hasn't he? Which,
great shot.
And chances we haven't seen. Oh, whoa! Well, that was a decent effort. Might have taken a little flick on its way through. Maybe off Cedric. Leno saved it. Instinctive, wasn't he, on his right foot as well? Caught it really nicely, Andy Carroll. Started the second half really well. Little deflection. Smith Rowe will be on shortly.
We're back.
Another of the Arsenal kids. He's only 20 years old. He's been involved in started actually each of Arsenal's last 3 Premier League games, all of them wins. Tepe. Aubameyang. Suddenly out by Hayden. Those 3 wins have been transformative for Arsenal, haven't they, really? Well, they've given the ball away here. Andy Carroll. Joe Linton is ahead of him. It won't be if they don't get through this time. No, it'll be back to square one in some respects. That's a foul on Joe Linton. Well, certainly I would say in the first 10 minutes of the second half, Newcastle would say they're the better side with plenty of justification. Well, they've certainly started a little bit brighter, yet to really make a proper chance. But they'll certainly be more pleased with the amount of men they're getting forward. It's another set piece. Matt Ritchie's going to take this. Ritchie's delivery is too deep. David Luiz to Tierney. Make the contact he wanted. Hendrick and Carroll wide. Offside. Well, it wouldn't have counted. He's in there again. Wasn't the best defending you've ever seen. No, it wasn't. Poor clearance from Tierney. He's actually onside. Yeah. Wow. Well, the flag went up on this near side from Ian Hussin. He was wrong. Yeah. We do have VAR. If it had gone in, that would have stood.
Ooh! They never scored.
Best chance of the evening. Smith Rowe is on. Reece Nelson is off. Well, that would give Newcastle lots of encouragement. Hendrick. Ritchie. Dummy by Almiron, but no one in black and white behind him. Smith Rowe here. Loves to play in that number 10 position just behind the striker, whoever that may be, Aubameyang today. Many. Joe Willock. Pablo Murray forward to Tierney, cushioned into William. Tierney's cross deflected and well taken by Martin Dubrab, getting the Newcastle goal. Yeah, Tierney getting down there again. Couldn't quite pick anyone out this time, but needs to keep getting himself forward because he's been the most likely source of getting anything in the attacking third, Tierney. Mohamed El Neni. We're approaching the hour mark at the Emirates on a cold North London evening. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. Good play. Here's Andy Carroll. He's not going to race away from anybody, but Carroll does have support. In the end, went for goal and blocked by David Luiz.
Pepe for William. By Almiron. They're growing in confidence, Newcastle. Emil Kraft with the cross. Carroll will have to go and retrieve it if he can. And he can. Ritchie. Kraft at the back post. Did well to keep it in.
They actually got men in the box there, Newcastle. Delivery wasn't quite right.
Seen him, Kraft, in the Arsenal penalty area 3 or 4 times in the second half. I don't remember seeing him there in the first.
Yeah, better intent.
Caught myself.
And then he forward looking for a Bamiyang.
Oh!
Going to reach this.
Oh! Nobody's there. I thought that's going to be a good goal.
And he did do it.
Well, the kind of chance you're expecting to take.
It was a great ball. It's the run off the shoulder that we've been talking about. Can't quite get the finish, can he? It's that running behind that high line.
Things you never thought you'd say. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang needs a goal.
Yeah, he does.
It's never been a problem for him scoring goals, but this season it has been a bit of a struggle. 1 in 8 before today, just 5 for the season so far in all competitions. Lacazette there has been in great form. He scored 5 of Arsenal's last 9 goals. He's on the bench. Still in play, Joe Linton. So it's in a bit of a tangle in Newcastle. Smith throw into Pepe. Now they might break. There's 3 in this Arsenal counter. 5 back for Newcastle. It's Pepe who is swift. Smith Rowe is with him. Still Nicolas Pepe here. El Neni. Kieran Chin.
Oh man, take him off, William. He's doing fuck all in this game.
Take him off, Newcastle.
Instead of taking off Reece Nelson, take off William. Shit. Get rid of him. Bye bye. Back to the King's Road.
For Arsenal, the holders.
I don't know.
High boot.
Yeah. Good kick. Game's getting a little bit stretched. Don't think either manager would appreciate extra time. No, Newcastle are playing Tuesday night, aren't they?
Yeah.
Sheffield United.
Yeah, Bramall Lane. 6 o'clock kickoff on Tuesday. Arsenal play Crystal Palace here on Thursday, so they have a little more leeway. Hayden forward. Hendrick. Joe Linton, Almiron. Longstaff. Kraft pulling wide. Longstaff looking for him, finding him. Kraft's cross is not the greatest. Slightly awkward back to in front of Pablo Mari. El Neni away.
They actually had both wing backs high up the pitch there. It's better for Newcastle, but again, a poor delivery.
We've seen a good chance at either end. Andy Carroll just off target for Steve Bruce's Newcastle. It would have counted even though the flag went up. Carroll was clearly onside. And then Aubameyang across to Dubravka and wide of the far post. Do you know, I remember commentating on a game which finished Arsenal 7, Newcastle 3, and another one which finished Newcastle 4, Arsenal 4.
It was a decade ago. We're bringing up the past. 2021 now.
Luis with the head first to Pepe over Smith Rowe. No foul.
Good.
Smith Rowe has it for Arsenal. William.
It was Tierney.
Tierney's cross. Dug out by Kieran Clark. William.
Pepe.
Pepe.
Oh, no, that's a good save.
Willock's header. Dubravka's save. That is a great chance for Willock.
Great pass by Pepe. Man,
It's a good ball in.
He's man of the match
Pepe,
so
Willock
far.
gets himself in there, heads it down. Decent save, Dubravka. Better from Arsenal.
Oh, was
Disappointed he didn't put it away, Joe Willock. Haven't had too many clear opportunities in this game, and that was certainly one.
Yeah, he will be disappointed, but it was a good run, nice and positive.
Williams' corner, Carroll's header, Almiron away. Bukayo Saka's going to be on shortly for Arsenal, another one of their real bright sparks for the season so far. Aubameyang hurdling a challenge, looking for Smith Rowe, headed away by Dummett. El Neni for Arsenal. There'll be an increasing urgency about the game. It's an awkward ball, a very awkward ball, but there was a push by Pepe.
It was a good ball. Again, those runners from deep, testing that Newcastle backline, exactly the type of ball we should be hoping Arsenal play to get their forward men with a pace.
Arsenal making a double change. Granit Xhaka and Bukayo Saka are coming on. And
he's taking on William.
William is first off. Saka is coming on for him.
That's good. And he's taking on
William will be replaced by Granit Xhaka.
Yeah, both sensible, I think. Obviously, Saka coming on always adds some life and some creativity into this side. He's been brilliant the last few weeks. Well, he's been brilliant the whole season, but especially the last few weeks.
Oh, fuck off, Danny Murphy. Tottenham quit.
Jacob
Murphy
is struck for Newcastle, but not yet.
Come on. Good shit. Good shit in the last, 5 seasons came here?
Yeah, Saka's been outstanding, hasn't he?
Yeah, Saka's
really
been good.
He's been terrific.
Well, it's unbelievable how many different positions he can play as well, and looks as comfortable in any of them.
Yeah.
Super versatility. What a talent.
Played mainly as a left wing back for England.
Mm-hmm.
Here he is. Pablo Murray back to Verdena. El Neni. Cedric. Headed by Jeff Hendrick for Newcastle. Good work.
You know, good pressing from Newcastle. Different intent in the second half to try and get up the pitch, make a difference.
Arsenal overacted a bit there, and Newcastle have a throw in. And the substitution is going to happen first. Jacob Murphy is coming on. Emil Kraft is going off. It's a positive move. So Kraft, the Swede, makes way, and Murphy's on.
Yeah, it's good cross on the ball, Murphy. Bit more attack-minded, you'd say. I think that's a positive move from Steve Bruce.
Here's Cedric. Just past the midway point of the second half. We're still goalless. It's Kieran Tierney. El Neni.
Shaka. Nobody's there. Oh, Tierney's there. Nobody's there.
Stuck in the right place. Here's Murphy.
Free kick.
Free kick. Shaka disappointed with that, but Almiron was knocked over.
He stuck to his task, Almiron. He keeps trying to get back with Tierney. Doesn't always get there, but his game. He's trying to help out his defence. Definitely a foul by Granit Xhaka and Almiron. And has scored 4 goals in 6 games in the FA Cup in his career, which is a very much better strike rate than he has in the Premier League. Trots forward. Joe Linton. Got a space here for Almiron, trying to turn Granit Xhaka. Longstaff. Murphy. David Luiz was just pushed in the back as he tried to head clear. Fouled by Andy Carroll, and their free kick has been played to Saka. Intended for Aubameyang, cut out. Pepe. Well, they've really built up momentum in recent weeks, Arsenal, and they have struggled to keep it going today. Well, I think when you change so many personnel as well, it's always hard to maintain momentum and rhythm. As Righty said at half-time, some players come in the side and they still looked a little bit off it. They didn't look full of confidence like Saka has been. And Emile Smith-Rowe, of course. Martinelli, they lost at the in the warm-up with the knee injury.
Cedric. Pepe. Riding the challenge. You've done it. Pepe!
That's a shot! Oof.
Well, he went for precision. Didn't quite get it right.
He's positive play again, but I think he misses an opportunity to play Aubameyang in. Not struck with any conviction, was it?
That's a Caden here for Newcastle. Dubravka forward. David Luiz finding Pablo Mari. "72 minutes of real frustration for Arsenal."
Well, he's made the positive substitutions, Arteta. He'll be now hoping that one of them produces that moment of magic, that brilliant bit of skill to take them through.
Let's go and check it. Pablo Mari forward into Aubameyang, not to Saka. Pepe, Cedric on the overlap. 4 in the middle.
Oh, he's got the ball.
Taking the long route. El Neni. Smith-Rowe. All the way by Clark, and here's Mohamed El Neni. Tierney taking on Murphy. Cross! And I'm sure it came off the bit of Aubameyang's body that he meant it to.
Yeah, ran off the back of Almiron that time, getting a bit tired. He got in again, Tierney. Decent ball. Aubameyang couldn't quite get enough on it.
Kendrick just pushed over Cedric. Smith Rowe just adds a little bit of pace about Arsenal, doesn't he? Moves the ball quickly.
Yeah, he wants to play forward, wants to play round corners, wants to run in behind. Plays with freedom and courage.
No. That's not at all a bad effort by Aubameyang. That would have been one of the goals of the weekend if that had gone in.
It's a super effort, and again comes from the long ball. Getting that back line on its back foot. Gets the knockdown. It's good technique, actually. Doesn't quite drop in time, but good idea from Aubameyang.
It was well over the top, but it's been an outrageous goal. 15 to play.
Never scored one like that, Steve.
I have to say, I don't remember one. Can't pick one out. Good ball. Tierney. Saka.
Oh!
By Saka.
That was a good
really
shot by Saka.
Well, as the time ticks on, the urgency increases.
It's a good strike from Saka. Just couldn't quite keep it down. He knows he's got to hit it hard from there to try and beat the keeper. Always a chance it's going to rise a little bit. But nice and positive from him, wasn't it? Getting himself in those attacking areas, dangerous areas. See how high the Newcastle wing-backs are now.
Lots of football this weekend. Highlights tonight at 10:20 BBC One. Crawley Town against Leeds United tomorrow 1:15. That's the early game. Marine against Tottenham 4:30 on BBC One. FA Cup third round, throwing up some brilliant David and Goliath ties. I think actually both Liverpool and Everton have offered their help to Marine, haven't they, who are based in Crosby near the city of Liverpool. I think Everton offered them their training ground and Liverpool offered them their tactical analysis of Tottenham. At that stage of the game now where you very much feel that one goal might be enough. Pepe. David Luiz here for Arsenal. Tierney. Chaka. Pepe. Smith Rowe. Staying in play, and it's going into the gloves of Dubravka. Been a really tough nut to crack, Newcastle.
Yeah.
And they've offered a bit in the second half at the other end, more than they did in the first. I think you'd be pretty pleased, Steve Bruce. Missing their main striker, of course.
Yeah, because Callum's got that threat to run behind, hasn't he? Makes a big difference.
Man down here is Andy Carroll. Still down as Arsenal play on. Saka. Belnelli has just picked himself up now. Granit Xhaka. Chin. Cedric. Didn't go out of play according to the officials. That's a big old slice. Might cause Newcastle a problem. Dominic managed to snaffle it away. Newcastle had more changes ready, and they are going to make them now. DeAndre Yedlin is coming on first for Newcastle, and Miguel Almiron is going off. DeAndre Yedlin is super quick. Almiron has worked ever so hard.
Yes, really has.
And Joe Linton makes way and is replaced by a Newcastle debutant, 18-year-old Elliot Anderson, making his bow in senior football. He's the grandson of Jeff Allen, who played for Newcastle in the 1960s, winning a Fairs Cup medal, winner's medal in 1969, Jeff Allen, though he unfortunately suffered an injury early in the rounds of the Fairs Cup, and he never recovered from that injury, had to retire in his early 20s, the year that Newcastle won the Fairs Cup. Elliot Anderson keeping the family tradition going, hopefully without the injuries.
Proud moment for the young man.
It's Isaac Hayden away. Granit Xhaka. Kieran Tierney. Saka. Tierney.
What a ball.
Whip ball in.
Oh!
What a ball. I think it's actually hit Clark in the face. Yeah. Should do better without Aubameyang. It's brilliant play from Tierney again.
Such taste on the cross from Tierney.
And taste to get past Yedlin. Went past him like he wasn't there.
Yeah, you don't run past DeAndre Yedlin unless you are very swift indeed. And Saka. Whoa, Pablo Mari's ball to Tierney has escaped Arsenal. Here's Andy Carroll. Carroll to have a go, deflected, and that's going to be a Newcastle corner kick.
Yeah, worth a strike with his left foot. Got the confidence to take it on, of course. Gives it a good hit. Gets the corner.
This is a chance. Can they get themselves in front here? Newcastle with 7 minutes to go. Matt Ritchie's going to take the corner kick. And oh, it was a clever little flick actually by Hendrick.
Poor corner. Just when you need some good delivery and your big men have gone up. Poor corner.
Hendrick tried to make something of it.
Yeah.
Nenny. David Luiz into Pablo Mari. Good
Good play from Jackie.
Pepe into Smith Rowe. Heavy touch. Yedlin. Tierney's down. And Arsenal will put the ball out of place so we can get some treatment.
Yeah, I think he got one in the face.
Back side.
Nothing too sinister in that, I don't think.
On we go. Pepe. Smith Rowe. Pepe. Aubameyang. If he could have fed that to his right-hand side, Cedric was in a good position.
Yeah, he saw him. He saw him. He tried to get it over to him. One more, he was free, you're right.
Last 5 minutes of normal time anyway. Got away from Pepe, Anderson, Hendrick. Dubravka forward. Pablo Mari. Here's Murphy. It's a free kick to Newcastle, won by Murphy.
Stands with a lazy leg, yeah. Been terrific again, though. Don't think it'll be too long before we see him with the armband. That type, his leader.
Longstaff with a boom downfield. Andy Carroll going to chase and wins a corner by playing it off Cedric.
Chance now.
Many corners. Newcastle. Can they make this one pay? Into the 88th minute at 0-0. In goes this corner kick. Up goes Andy Carroll. Didn't make contact, indeed. Jumped on the back of the defender, and it's a free kick to Arsenal.
They'll be disappointed. Well, they all will. It's a good opportunity that set plays a better ball. A tiny bit high for Andy Carroll. Who's done very well today for his team. He really has.
Yeah. El Neni. Nice from Pepe. Smith Rowe to Tierney. Aubameyang. Well covered. Reflection from Hayden's clearance off Aubameyang fell for Yedlin. To Enric Aubameyang. Tierney. It won't be hurried, Arsenal. El Neni, Pepe. Cut on by Yedlin. Given away by Yedlin to Xhaka.
He's looked sharp when he's come on, Xhaka. He's upped the tempo of their play a little bit.
David Luiz with the clip ball forward, headed away by Hayden. Elliot Anderson, out to Ritchie, back into Anderson. Ritchie. Didn't expect it to come his way and apologises for not having got there. Here's Saka. Saka. Referee's whistle goes. It is a Newcastle free kick.
Seems like if you fall over at times in the last couple of minutes of the game, you always get a free kick. Dietmar Hamann was the best I ever played with at that. Especially when you're winning 1-0, he can get a free kick. Stick his bum up. Fall over.
Well, we're going to have a minimum of 3 added minutes, that's all. And given the respective form of these two sides coming into this tie, given Arsenal are the cup holders, given Arsenal are at home, given that Shelvey and Callum Wilson had to, as a precaution, be removed from the matchday squad, you have to say, well done Newcastle at this point, but they are very close now to taking this game to extra time. They're not there yet. It's a foul, it's a free kick to Arsenal.
It's a yellow, I think.
Certainly is.
2 yellows.
2. Hayden and Clark.
Hayden kicked the ball away, yeah.
Yeah. So, Arsenal's free kick. We have about 100 seconds of extra time, added time, injury time to play. Otherwise, it's an extra half hour. Pepe's ball into the box. Up go the heads, David Luiz and Dubravka, very comfortable save. That's a good ball. This is Murphy.
Yeah.
Anderson is in the middle. Elliot Anderson deflected.
Oh, let's go.
Carroll.
Oh, that's a good save.
And Leno falls at the feet of Yedlin on the ball, and Newcastle nearly won it in the final seconds of the game.
Should have won it.
Smith Rowe's in trouble here. It's a red card for Emil Smith Rowe.
Oh, it's off.
It's a straight red card for the Arsenal youngster
A bit stupid.
who's gone through Longstaff and is sent off.
I'm struggling to see that how that's a red card.
Well, Chris Kavanagh was in no doubt at all. VAR are looking at it, of course, Andre Mariner.
And he's tried to get the ball. He's one-footed. He's caught him a little bit there. I think the scream from the player has got him sent off.
Well,
it's never a red card.
Andre Mariner is looking closely at this, the video assistant referee.
It's not a red.
No. And he is recommending that Chris Kavanagh goes to have a look at the screen. This often, but not always, means a decision will be overturned.
I think he panicked because of the scream, thought the player was badly hurt. He's caught him a little tiny bit. Be unlucky if he gets a yellow. But just before that, Newcastle should have won it. They really should. What a chance for Elliot Anderson, the young man. Here you go. He's falling backwards. He's got to change it.
He's looking and
No.
indicating the red card is overruled.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
it's
yellow
yellow
card for Emil Smith-Rowe. And it is still 11 against 11.
And rightly so. Well, there's never a red card.
It's still 0-0 too, but it might well not have been.
Well, as I was saying, Elliot Anderson had a wonderful chance to make it a debut. We'll never forget. And then it falls to Andy Carroll, the performance he's had. You think he's going to smash it in. What a save from Leno.
Well, we're in the 5th of 3 added minutes, if that makes sense. In goes Murphy's ball. It's a good one as well. Aubameyang stretching. It's a Newcastle corner.
He'll be furious with himself, Andy Carroll. He knows that was a brilliant opportunity.
Is there time for another? Matt Ritchie to take this. Up go the heads. Carroll got something on it. David Luiz hooks it out. Kieran Tierney with an attempt to clear. Pepe sent it on. Yedlin there ahead of Aubameyang. Chris Kavanagh blows his whistle. And we will need an extra half hour to decide who is heading into the 4th round of the FA Cup from this one. Because after 95 minutes, drama at the end. But Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0.
Well, if the goal had have started in the 90th minute, if the game had started in the 90th minute, it would have been a reasonable watch, I think. Prior to that, did you two select this game, by the way, this third round?
Honestly, that's a poor game of football, man. Because obviously we got vested interest in it, right? You know, it means a lot to me, but that was a poor game for the neutrals to watch for me.
Newcastle should have been through. They've had they had the 2 best chances, and both of them fell to that guy there. Yeah. Andy Carroll, and especially the one late on there.
Well, let's have a look at both of them, Alan. This was the first one.
Yeah, the ball comes back into him, and he maybe thinks he's offside, but the image there shows he's not offside at all.
Close.
And I can only describe it as an absolute sitter. Ball comes back in there. He's got the full goal to Weymouth, and it should be in the back of the net. Huge opportunity, and
then all the drama happened at the end, didn't it?
Just in the last 30 seconds or so there, falls to Anderson. He doesn't get his shot away and falls to Andy again, and the keeper makes a good save. So 2 great chances for Newcastle.
Oh, it was in your mouth there.
It was. Bergman saved us there. Obviously, with that chance we had with Joe Willock, I thought it was a fantastic header. But I think that Mikel will be very disappointed with the players that he's put in today. That not one of them stepped up, I think.
Yeah, a positive word about VAR, because we're often critical when we think they don't get it wrong or they miss something, but we think they were right to get the referee to look at the monitor and change his decision.
No, it was absolutely a right decision. It was never ever a red card, and they've used the VAR correctly.
Yeah.
In this situation, the referee sees that as a red. He's 30 or 40 yards away. Doesn't get a clear view. I can't see
why he ever saw that as a red.
But no, it was never a red card, and they came to the right decision in the end.
That's exactly what it's for, because that would have been sad for him as well. You know, you can see how devastated he was. Pleased that he's changed his mind. That's what it's for. That's what it should be. We can't be giving him credit for doing what all the help.
No, let's have a look at a couple of the Arsenal chances just before they kick off. Be a couple of minutes, I think.
But this one, I'm thinking you've got to take that with your left foot. The keeper's, I'm thinking. He doesn't. The way he finishes, that's how he finishes. He tried to flick it in. Unfortunately, I thought that this was a much better chance. Another great cross here from Pepe. What a good cross from Pepe. But for me, maybe that's put him off a little bit. But he's got to get a better header on that. He has to get.
Didn't really get it out the middle of the floor, did he?
You know, it's one of the few times, like Pepe's made that chance and he's had a shot here, but very, very poor from him today's output. Same with Willian. I think they're both 2 players that we needed a lot more from, and we're just not getting it, to be honest.
Okay, well, this normally would have gone to a replay. Now it's going to extra time and the possibility of penalties. Of course, this was the final opportunity Arsenal had. Not much of a chance, that one.
No.
And we can go out. So we've got an extra 30 minutes to hopefully enjoy the possibility or the prospect of penalties to follow. let's see if it'll be Newcastle or Arsenal go through to the fourth round. Rejoin Danny and Steve.
Thank you very much, Gary. It's Newcastle who will get the first period of extra time underway. They will be defending the clock end in this first period, 15-minute period, and quite sure what the delay is about, but it's not our fault. Away we go. Well, 0-0 could so easily have been won by Newcastle right at the end. Pablo Murray with the clearance. Here is Matt Ritchie.
I think the second half generally they did better. There was a bit more intent about them. They pushed the wing backs on. They were trying to make things happen a little bit more as the game went on.
It's an Arsenal free kick. Saka forward. I would say it's a long time since Andy Carroll played 90 minutes, let alone 120.
Yeah, he'd be feeling it. He'd be feeling it. He's got a spring in his step, though. He looks as fit as I've seen him in a long time.
I think he's been excellent, hasn't he, really?
Newcastle's best player.
El Neni forward. Cut out by Clark. Anderson making his Newcastle debut at the age of 18. Ritchie. Done it. It's a very good save, this, isn't it?
It's a very strong left hand, yeah. Still think Andy Carroll will expect to do better from that position, especially on his left foot.
With the follow-up, Andy Carroll nearly performed some fairly severe dentistry on Bernd Leno. Just missed him.
I have to say, talking about Andy Carroll playing well, I think the performances of Hayden and Clark at the back have been superb as well.
That's a poor ball from David Luiz, and here's Jacob Murphy for Newcastle, getting through Granit Xhaka. Murphy, it's a good challenge, and no appeal either, really. Pablo Murray made the challenge. Smith Rowe got the reprieve from the red. Rightly so.
Good counter-attack.
Shoot!
Shoot!
A corner?
Good little link up.
Good counter-attack. Look, Smith Rowe. Yeah, that's 100% deflected.
Yeah.
Been doing this for nearly 2 hours now.
El Neni. Now Smith Rowe with a little bit of room. Brings Tierney into play. Saka. Ritchie. Granit Xhaka, he can, and he certainly did. That's a very good save by Dubravka, but a terrific hit by Granit Xhaka.
Super strike. Waited for it. See, wait for it to drop. Doesn't try and take it too early. It's a good save. Confidence is up with Xhaka, isn't it, after that wonder strike against Chelsea?
Oh, that was a goal. It's an Arsenal corner. Saka will take. So the congested in there. How Dubravka gets through that crowd to try and get his hands on this, I don't know.
Nor do I. Not sure what David Luiz is thinking he's going to do in the goal.
It's a corner kick which Saka will take for Arsenal. He'll try and drop it right into that melee if he can, but Chris Kavanagh has spotted something he doesn't like. Here it goes, Carroll at the back post, David Luiz headed across goal, Hayden away, and El Neni wide.
I'm assuming they were meant to put that corner right on the keeper's head with all the bodies in front of him. Didn't quite work out that way, I'm afraid.
Mikel Arteta's going to be disappointed, I would have thought, with the level of performance from his side today. They created a couple of decent opportunities, but nowhere near the level that they showed.
Not enough
last time out.
Not enough. I mean, cup competitions, the performance is obviously less important than the result, but he would have wanted some of the fringe players or players who haven't been playing recently to show a little bit more, give him a problem. They haven't done so.
Done it forward. Anderson to Hendrick.
He's done well, Anderson, since he's come on. Nice feet, nice and confident. Looks really comfortable. He's in.
Oh, that's a good ball. It's Murphy. Murphy square. Carroll got in front of David Luiz, but not quite enough to get a clear strike. Ritchie. David Luiz away. Good header that.
Two good bits of defending from David Luiz. Important as well.
Free kick.
Xhaka is fouled. Arsenal have a free kick and have David Luiz to thank here. Murphy's in a great position.
Yeah, it was a good ball. It was a clever ball as well, because Andy Carroll was the only target. He just waited, David Luiz. He didn't get drawn back to his own goal. He waited with Andy Carroll. It was good defending. Sometimes on those occasions, you see defenders get caught going back to their own goal too far and leaving a gap.
Luiz over the top to Pepe.
Aubameyang.
Penalty! Through. Ritchie got himself across, and the ball has gone behind. It's a corner.
I think he just held his ground, Clark. It's nice and positive from Aubameyang. Oh, I think he sticks his right leg.
Yeah.
I think it could be a penalty.
Well, VAR said check complete.
Didn't see it till the replay, but he stuck his right leg behind his left one.
Well, it's only a corner. It's Saka. Good two fists from Dubravka. Aubameyang clipped in. Carroll headed away.
He's got to catch that, the goalkeeper. There's no one around him. Just piling pressure onto his own team. I don't understand why keepers, no pace on the ball, just catch the ball.
Here's Granit Xhaka. Cedric. Well, then he's got himself in trouble there.
Oh, they're going to come.
Murphy had just showed a bit too much
Tackle by Murray.
Pablo Murray. He did. It was a well-timed interception. And here comes El Neni. Four-man Arsenal counter-attack. Mohamed El Neni. Bukayo Saka. Into the gloves of Dubravka again.
Well, for once he's made the wrong decision, or he's executed it poorly. He's obviously trying to find Aubameyang. Don't think he was trying to shoot. He's just not wrapped his foot around the ball.
This is the earlier one, Danny.
Yeah.
As he's nutmegged here.
He just brings the right leg round. I think VAR can only think he's done that accidentally. See his right leg come behind his left. There. Doesn't actually touch him. They've made the right decision.
There we go.
Goes down too easily.
El Neni getting the better of Matt Ritchie. Just beginning to open up a little. Xhaka.
Oh, come on! Shoot! Shoot!
Bukayo Saka square. And again, Dubravka with a bit of help from Kieran Clark.
Clark again, brilliant. Good positional play. Right place, right time, as he has been all evening.
Here's Saka.
Lucky. The one thing with Saka, he's always trying to make things happen. Nice and positive in his play, going at people, getting in behind.
He's having a super season, is Bukayo Saka, including his first 4 appearances for his country. Claimed that goal against Chelsea. Well, he got the goal. He did score it, but he claimed Danny after the game that it was intentional.
I think he claimed it tongue in cheek. So anyone who's played the game will tell you it wasn't.
Well,
not to take anything away from the lad's talent.
I spoke to him after the game, and he seemed pretty confident that he'd meant it. And,
well, he might say that, but I can tell you he didn't.
That was my feeling, and it was certainly Frank Lampard's feeling.
It was a missing cross.
Cedric.
Especially on his weaker foot.
Pepe. And still good block, really good block by Ritchie. Ends up as a goal kick to Newcastle. Well, Arsenal have been knocking on Newcastle's door in this first period of extra time, but they just cannot find a way through.
It was brilliant defending. It's a great run from Pepe and a super pass. I think is it Mario? But he just waits his time. Gets his body on the line. That's what you got to do. He's still struggling from it now. He's still down.
Had that gone in, they might have been looking at just where exactly Pepe controlled that on his arm or shoulder, but I think it was just above the sleeve line. Probably it would have counted, but immaterial. Matt Ritchie's picked himself up.
He's kept getting himself in good areas, Pepe. He hasn't quite found that little bit of magic or good decision making at times. He misses the odd run and the right pass, but he certainly tried tonight to get himself in good areas and beat people and get in behind. He did put that one super ball in for Willock earlier that he should have scored, the header.
Yeah. Then has not had a whole lot to do, but just before the end of 90 minutes. That's a terrific save.
He was.
El Neni, Cedric. Take a lot of positives from this, Steve Bruce, whatever the outcome, but the games come thick and fast. They in action again on Tuesday night. That's not much of a break.
No, I think he'll be thinking about that. I mean, playing 120 minutes. And if it goes to penalties, not going through, there'll be no consolation at level of performance, I don't think. especially with Tuesday night's game coming so quickly.
Pepe, foul, free kick Arsenal. Last few seconds of the first period of extra time.
I think it's a bit far, even for Xhaka. His confidence is up, but it can't be that up. Is that 35? 40?
I would say, yeah. 35, I'd say, or Xhaka's walked away from it.
Yeah.
Bukayo Saka will clip this in. Hoping that Arsenal might grasp the initiative now with what will be the last action of the first period of extra time. Saka's ball in. Offside flag up anyway as Carroll heads clear. The referee blows his whistle. We're 15 minutes away from a penalty shootout at the Emirates because still no breakthrough. First period of extra time is done and dusted. It's Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0.
Yeah, still no goal. You might as well give us penalties now. A bit of excitement. We've stuck it out for so long. Both sides have had slight chances to score, but it's remained deadlocked, Alan.
Yeah, not a lot of it. Right, you were screaming for a penalty there. But,
you've both been screaming for free kicks the whole game. But well, he did stick his leg out there. Ian.
I was saying that, you know what I mean? And look, something. I saw something.
Anything.
What did you see, Ian?
Look at his back leg out. What?
Not that one.
That one.
Oh,
I've seen him given out.
No, I've seen him given, but it's not a penalty. It's
not
not
clear
and obvious.
That's not what we're doing. That's not what we're talking about.
Yes, it is, Ian.
It's one of them games, though. G. You know, you watch so long, like you say.
Yeah.
When you're at home, you watch a game like this. You'd rather the drama of the penalties now.
Yeah, of course, because penalties are always.
But Newcastle getting tired. I feel for them because I think they've defended pretty well.
You've been saying we'll take penalties since the first minute.
It's ridiculous.
I still take penalties.
I mean, it's also comes down a bit of tiredness now. You often see. I wonder why they actually bothered having extra time and didn't go straight to penalties after the 90 minutes. And that's a serious point because obviously the games are so concertina this season. They've taken replays away. We understand that, which was Lacazette coming on. He's been in good form, Ian.
He has, yeah. He's somebody that, like, in his form at the moment, yeah, you'd like to see him get one of those chances because he's in that kind of form, like I say. But, like, you have to give credit to Newcastle at this point simply because they have defended well enough for it to go penalties. But we've got to now be a little bit more clinical with what we're doing.
Okay, well, it could go down to the two goalkeepers, Bernd Leno and Martin Dubravka, or Dubrovnik, known by Danny Murphy. Let's rejoin Steve and Danny.
Well, Dwight Gale is on for Newcastle and Alexander Lacazette is on for Arsenal. Lacazette's been grateful for Arsenal of late. Here he is, first touch. 15 minutes to go.
Thanks for pointing that out, Gary. The odd mistake in -4. Been stood up here for over 100 minutes.
0-0 it remains. Getting your Slovakian goalkeepers mixed up with your Croatian holiday resort.
Do you know what? I knew after I'd said it, I thought, just let it go. Of course, Gary would pick it up.
If only you'd only said it once, then. It's Tierney from Aubameyang. Good block, Tierney again, side netting. Goal kick. It's a fair point, Dan, isn't it, that Gary's making about, extra time or not in this competition. In the EFL Cup this season, games that are all square at 90 minutes, straight to a penalty shootout. And both these sides have experienced that this season. Arsenal beating Liverpool in a shootout and Newcastle beating Newport in a shootout. No extra time on those occasions.
Yeah, I think it is a good point. I think the managers would certainly prefer for the game to go straight to penalties, and probably the players too, with the amount of games they're playing at the moment. But they've decided not to, and we've got what we've got. So 15 minutes for one of the players now to make himself a hero.
Here's Tierney. It's found its way to Murphy. forward by Longstaff in the direction of Gale, but not quite able to reach him. Elliot Anderson with a little flick header. Opportunity for Dwight Gale to show people what he can do, and he's found them few and far between of late for Newcastle. But he's a player who has scored goals throughout his career.
Yeah, he's very good when he gets chances in the box. I remember playing against him in his early days. He scored a hat-trick for Peterborough, I think it was, when they came to Blackburn in my last season. You could tell he was a talent there. Good with both feet as well.
Here's Aubameyang.
Come on.
It's a strong challenge by Elliot Anderson coming together with El Neni. Strong but fair. Dubravka. Tierney. Saka. Mistake by Clark, he hasn't made too many, clipped in by Saka.
Come on,
His
Smith!
Rowe!
Yes!
It's a brilliant finish by Smith Rowe. And Arsenal finally have broken the deadlock. And the man who thought he was going to be sent off seconds before the end of 90 minutes has scored the opening goal of this tie.
Takes it really well, doesn't he? Young man, full of confidence. Good finish, that is. Drills into the far corner. Just got his feet tangled up, didn't he, Kieran Clark? Lacazette does well as well, and that's the finish there.
Oh, it's an outstanding finish.
It is.
It really is.
From an acute angle, look, really gets good connection on the ball, knows what he wants to do, drills it into that far corner.
Talk about the highs and lows. Red card overturned by VAR just before the end of the 90 minutes. Correct decision. Emil Smith-Rowe then scores the goal that may take the holders through to the fourth round. Hayden has picked himself up and he's looking very comfortable. This is how he's got injured here, just beaten by Lacazette, who fell on him.
So look, he just gets caught there, doesn't he? And then there.
Well, they've used all their substitutes, Newcastle, so he's going to have to hobble through. Feel for Kieran Clark because he's had such a good game, but it's his error.
Yeah, he's had a super game. He's looking for an option and he gets caught, taking too long on the ball.
Missed the 2015 FA Cup final when Aston Villa lost to Arsenal because he was injured.
1-0 to the Arsenal, man. Yeah, buddy. Make it 2-0.
Away to Saka, but Newcastle have won it back. Well, what do Newcastle have? They need a goal.
Well, it's going to take a monumental effort. Finding the energy in your legs to get forward, to make something happen.
Dummett with the throw. Saka for Arsenal. David Luiz being chased by Dwight Kerr. Then over to Xhaka. Xhaka to David Luiz. Lacazette. That's a really good block by Dummett, because otherwise Saka might have been away if he was onside. Tierney. Rescue Danny to just start turning your mind towards your man of the match. There are 7 minutes plus added time to go, and I think there will be a couple of minutes of added time at the end of this period of extra time. The injury to Hayden. It's a free kick to Newcastle. Put so much into this.
They have.
And it looks like they might take absolutely nothing out of it.
He'll be going over that chance, Andy Carroll in his head. Last minute.
Hendrick tended momentarily by Smith Rowe, but he got himself out of that little problem. Newcastle have 4 in the middle if they can squeeze across in here, which won't be easy. That tight corner. Cut out by Smith Rowe momentarily. Here's Hendrick again. And then he read the back heel and sees the ball behind for the goal kick.
We've got about
Here's
6
the
minutes.
You can see Clark there.
Yeah,
just
6 minutes
lost
plus
a little
added
bit.
time. If the hold is up. That was in. That was a good goal by Smith Rowe.
The way he's been playing, when he got the chance, you felt he was going to score.
Might do a live reaction next week. I'm trying to do a live reaction
Fifth goal
United and Liverpool
for the club. Emil Smith Rowe.
Want to do this live? Yeah, it's been ages since we did a live reaction to a football match. I think it was the Derby. That was the last time I did a live reaction. That was in November, I think.
Lacazette winning it from Dale.
Good. That's the ball.
Okay, this header finds Elliot Anderson, jabbed away by Pablo Mari. So Newcastle throwing. Time is not theirs to waste, Newcastle. El Neni, Cedric. Ball has gone out of play. It's an Arsenal throw in, Newcastle throw in. Arsenal 1-0 up. Man of the match, Tony.
Well, Tierney deserves great credit. He's been brilliant, but I think the game changer, Emil Smith Rowe, the one bit of magic in the game that was needed to separate these two teams. He's shown lots of confidence since he's come on, trying to make things happen. Really like him, and he's the match winner today. Well, a couple of minutes left, but he looks like he's going to be the match winner of that brilliant goal.
Here he is on the ball, driving Arsenal forward, finding Saka. Saka's cross, Aubameyang, and again, Tierney. Saka.
Come on, cross
Tierney.
it! Yes!
Aubameyang and Arsenal are into the 4th round of the FA Cup, and Aubameyang makes it safe.
Absolutely superb from that man Tierney. Can they share it? Can they share the champagne?
Well, Aubameyang loves this competition.
Great goal. It's a good move, isn't it? Got a little bit luck there. Deflection comes back to him. As soon as Tierney gets in these type of positions, Jacquet's done well. Switches off there. I think it's Murphy. Nice easy tapping for Aubameyang. Tierney's energy to keep getting in there. And I think over the course of the game, they deserved it, Arsenal, just about.
It's Arteta's day, it's Arsenal's day. The holders are heading through. Newcastle have run out of legs and run out of luck. Murphy. Anderson. Hendrick. Murphy. Oh, good ball. Gale in the middle. He's claiming he was impeded. Cedric is down saying he's injured. Gale was suggesting that Cedric fouled him.
That looked like good defending. Don't think there was too much in it. Maybe a little nudge. We'll probably have another look at it.
I think Gale just ended up falling on Cedric's heel, didn't he? That's why the Arsenal man's down. Just caught him there a little bit. Referee. Yeah, I have looked at it and I'm happy that it's not a foul. And perhaps a frustrating evening for Newcastle, in which they'll find it hard to see the positives. There are some, undoubtedly, Danny, but they're going to have to haul themselves off to Bramall Lane. Sheffield United will be pleased to see Newcastle busting a gut for 2 hours.
Yeah, they will. I think Elliot Anderson can be happy coming on, making his debut, doing really well, looking confident. Andy Carroll really put himself about, looked fit. Yeah, there are some positives for Newcastle, but ultimately they failed to score. And they did have a couple of chances, and they're out the cup.
Arsenal made a late change. Cedric's not going to come back. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has come on. Here's David Luiz. And the Xhaka to El Neni. Well, Arsenal's domination of this competition in recent years has been much like Manchester City's domination of the League Cup.
Oh, Lacazette!
Here's Lacazette.
Shoot!
Lacazette!
Ooh!
Head down and led back when it came to the big moment, but Arsenal are certainly heading through.
Give Newcastle credit, they had chances. They almost won it in the dying moments of normal time.
And in 2002, 2003, 2005, 2014, 2015, 2017 and 2020. That's quite a run in this competition over the space of 20 odd years.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. They were even lucky when they lost to Liverpool when I played.
Yeah.
We could have been 3 or 4 down at half time, and Michael Owen won it for us. They might have
Had about 3 penalties in that game, as I remember. But, here's Yedlin. Murphy. Murphy's cross, still tugging away Newcastle, but the cause is lost really. Here's Richie. Anderson. And here's Saka, and that is all Newcastle's hard work in vain, because Mikel Arteta and Arsenal are through. The holders are heading into round 4, a job which they've done the long way round, needing any.
Yeah, Clinton. Anyway, so who enjoyed my live reactions to Arsenal and Newcastle in the 3rd round in the FA Cup. It was really a good game. It's been about 2 hours, nearly 2.5 hours. But the last time I did like a long live reaction to a football match was way back in the summer. In the playoff final between Brentford and Fulham. So anyway, so I'm done. So hope you enjoy my live reaction of Arsenal versus Newcastle in the FA Cup. Leave the thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the like button. Click the notification bell. And subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube. Probably back next week, I think. Who knows? Fingers crossed. Might do a live reaction to, I think it was Liverpool versus Manchester United in the Premier Leagues. And yeah, subscribe to the Central Man Network on YouTube for more, wrestling videos, like wrestling reviews, AEW reviews, classic WWE pay-per-view reviews, classic WCW pay-per-view reviews, WCW Nitro reviews, Clash of the Champions reviews. And, recently I'm starting doing, reviewing really the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. It'll be the next a day or two, I'll upload the review of Iron Man 2008. This is Essential Man officially signing out. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, day, whatever parts of the world you're from. And this is Essential Man officially signing out. Check you later.